Hello everyone and welcome back to another Moze build. This time we're looking at a brainstormer build that I have decided to call the Stormcaller Moze build. So as you can see, this build will mostly be involving the brainstormer shotgun. And let's just get right into the build. So as I said before, brainstormer shotgun will be the main weapon for this. Ideally you would want an anointment, the terrified anointment, to deal 50% bonus cryo damage, mostly because that will synergize incredibly well with the Icebreaker Deathless that we will also be running. Because when you freeze targets and you have the Icebreaker Deathless active, you will do more damage to them, as you can see on the card. And also because Deathless synergizes well with some of Moze's skills that I will go into shortly. As for the shield, the Transformer shield once again is probably the best shield you can use for this build, mostly because it has a decent amount of capacity recharge, and it has a 40% chance to absorb bullets, which does increase your tankiness. The anointment itself doesn't really matter. You can have ammo regen, or you can have terror on action skill end, depending on whatever you prefer. The grenade mod doesn't actually matter, but what is important is the anointment. Ideally, you do want to have, while terrified, gain increased damage and fire rate, simply because the boost of damage that it provides is very useful for this build in general. The class mod we'll be using is a Bloodletted class mod because we want the boost to Desperate Measures and Phalanx. The bonus rolls don't really matter, but obviously if you have things that can boost the Brainstormer in as many ways as possible, then that would be ideal. So let's just get right into the skills now. So as for the skills, it's a blue tree, red tree hybrid. Picking up the important skills in the red tree, mostly being Drowning in Brass, Experimental Munitions, Desperate Measures, and Phalanx Doctrine. Because you'll be doing a lot of mob killing, having Phalanx stacks build up is very useful for your damage overall. And it also pads your shields quite a lot and increases survivability as well. With the class mod having 6 out of 3 Desperate Measures, you get 100% extra bonus damage simply just for existing, and that having that extra damage bonus is just insane. So in the blue tree, we are picking up these usual skills to get all the way down to short fuse. Now the thing about short fuse in conjunction with the brainstormer is that the Teslas that the brainstormer produces when you hit enemies create gun damage. Constant gun damage. So having that constant gun damage is always proccing short fuse. So you're always going to see more explosions, and these explosions are always going to be dealing 75% off your total gun damage, which you'll be getting a lot of from all the damage buffs you'll be getting, and also from the Brainstormer's base damage in itself. So the Brainstormer does have a ×7 variant as well, which is fine to use for this build, but ideally you do want the ×14, simply because it creates more Teslas, which creates more damage. But yeah, that's about it for the build, and I guess we'll just get into some gameplay now.